This from Adam McReynolds. Good evening. Since you encourage a variety of opinions, I'd like to express that I think A View to a Kill is a great Bond theme. Certainly one of the best. I remember as a child repeatedly rewinding the video cassette to the title sequence just to hear it. This was before I bought the soundtrack CD. It's great to hear, and I hope you're getting over the childhood trauma of liking the Duran Duran theme tune to that film, which was actually, I think, the worst Bond theme until the new one, which nobody can remember. This from I Am Bags. The Shawshank Redemption is a load of recycled sub-TV movie predictability filled with over-sentimentality that would make Frank Capra run to the toilet with nausea. Hammy direction, only saved by the sheer likeability of Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman. Shawshank is also ultimately the kind of film loved by those who also count themselves as Robbie Williams fans, i.e. thick people. That said, The Mist was really good. And the only reason I've allowed that comment to be read out is for that last sentence. That said, The Mist was really good. A number of you suggested The Mist for a possible Kermode Award. It was definitely one of the great overlooked films of 2008. Certainly the bleakest ending for a horror movie in years. Shawshank's great. Nothing wrong with Shawshank at all. Very interesting film. Read my book, it'll explain it all. From Colin R. I'll try my hand at this with a comment designed to appeal to Mr. Kermode's rhapsodising nature. I wonder if you could tell us your opinion of Exorcist II: The Heretic and Exorcist III. Received wisdom seems to suggest the second film is atrocious yet watchable for its goofy insanity. All you need to know is this. The first Exorcist, greatest film ever made. Exorcist II: The Heretic, worst film ever made. Described by Friedkin quite correctly as the product of a demented mind, and he describes it as Exorcist II: The Hairy Tick. Exorcist III: Legion has never been seen anywhere in its proper version. It was finished originally by Blatty with only Brad Dourif, no Jason Miller in it, no special effects other than Mrs. Clelia walking on the ceiling. The studio looked at it and said, where's the exorcism? Where's the special effects? Where's the spinning heads? They went back, they got in Jason Miller, they did a bunch of reshoots. The Jason Miller stuff is okay, and then that ridiculous special effects ending. Now, I've been working for years to try and get Morgan Creek, the producers, to allow us to reconstruct the original Legion. And apparently they looked about a year or so ago and said they couldn't find any of the outtakes, but it's an ongoing project. Let me also, a couple of people have asked if I've ever done any DVD commentaries, and yes, I did do one for The Ninth Configuration, which is the film in the middle of the Exorcist triptych, which is The Exorcist, The Ninth Configuration, and The Exorcist 3. Which brings me to this final point. This is from Joey14C. Hi, Dr. Mark. I was wondering if you could clear something up. I recently bought The Exorcist, the version you've never seen, and to be honest, I was a little disappointed because one of the scenes had been changed, the Spiderwalk. In the original version, note the use of that, in the original version, Reagan comes down the stairs like a spider, her tongue comes out, and then she goes on, she attacks Kitty Wynn. Now, she comes down the stairs and pukes up blood, which looks stupid. Why, oh why, did Billy Friedkin change a perfectly good scene? Any idea? You know, I know exactly the reason. Here's what happened. The Spiderwalk was a legendary scene that didn't exist. Friedkin originally said he hadn't even shot it, but I had good reason to believe that he had. And in end of 1997, 98, I went to America to go to Warner Brothers to see if we could find the Spiderwalk scene, and we found all the footage, the outtake footage, which Friedkin had forgotten that he'd shot. And I was making a documentary for the BBC called The Fear of God. And the Spiderwalk wasn't meant to be in the film at all. And when we showed it to Friedkin, he said, oh, blimey, I don't remember doing that. And we then decided to put an assembly of it together specifically for use in our documentary. Now, that version you're talking about, the original version, that was actually cut by Nick Jones, who directed The Fear of God, who's actually here. Nick, come here. Okay? So this is Nick Jones, who, and you and I sat in a room, right?
Yeah.
And we put all the bits together.
Yeah.
And we cut the long version of the Spiderwalk.
Yeah.
And her tongue comes out and she scuttles along and she bites Kitty Wren and thing, and that's
how I remember it.
That's the version of the Spiderwalk that we did. Then Friedkin wanted to put it in the film, but he didn't like the scuttling, so he put together the version which was another outtake of the blood coming out of her mouth. So decide for yourself. William Friedkin, greatest filmmaker of all time, or me and Nick.